Hey, we are 2BH, Irresistibly Honest. I'm Gabriel.
I'm Eddie.
And I'm Adrian.
Well, to start off, like we always do, we want to thank everyone who has listened and who's listening at the moment. And wherever you are, again, you know, if you're going to work, if you're going to school, going home, wherever it is, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts that you're listening. So, yesterday, like it was yesterday. I remember
it feels like yesterday.
I remember it so well. No, on the last episode, we kind of mentioned family a lot, and we mentioned a lot of things about family, and we wanted to continue with that on this episode.
Yeah,
so
exactly. And we're not going to talk just strictly about some point about family. We're going to talk about everything about family.
Anything that comes to mind,
we're going to talk about it. And actually, I want to thank you for the people that have listened to these podcasts and have gave us some comments on it.
Yes.
And yeah, actually, someone told me that it was boring, that the fact that they were not allowed, but they were not able to see us because they would like to see us like talking and the reactions that we have.
Yeah. In the future, we certainly do plan to do so.
Exactly.
But it'll be on hold for a while, I guess.
Yeah. To be honest, you see what I did there?
We should make a drinking game, like every time
we say to be honest,
shot.
You have to take a shot. Yeah. So to be honest, the thing with that is that cameras are pricey.
Very.
Right?
Very pricey.
So we have some other expenses, really important, and we're practically kind of saving to get us a good camera because we don't want to get that 248 what is it called?
Like the frames per
the
second.
Resolution of the camera.
Resolution. Yeah.
So we want to have something like 1080p or something like that.
Minimum. 720 minimum.
Because if we're gonna give you something, we're gonna give you quality.
Exactly.
So we're saving to get a good camera, and also we're gonna add some more mics to the podcast.
So we can invite more people.
Yeah.
You know, have some guests over. Because we certainly have.
So we
people.
can do this without hugging each other.
Yeah. I'm gonna miss that. To be honest.
know. we're eventually just gonna go back. I swear.
And as a matter of fact, we can start to talk about family, mentioning that we, 2VH, we are family.
Literally.
Yeah. Adrian and Gabriel, they're brothers, and they're my cousins.
Yeah.
But we've been raised like brothers in a way. Yeah.
I always say I have 3 brothers. I mean, I have 2 brothers.
Where's the third one?
You're counting yourself.
I'm in there. I like myself enough.
I have a double personality.
So he's my
other brother.
my twin. So yeah, we've been raised kind of like a brother relationship.
But very closely.
So part of being family is that you get along, right? You get along. Yeah, sometimes, but also you fight.
Yeah.
There's fights involved. We have had our rough times. I think the 3 of us.
Of course.
Yeah.
Between each other.
Yeah, between each other. Yeah. So that has happened, but the true thing about that is that it doesn't matter when it happened. There's always this point where you just surpass that. The family bond is really strong, depending of what has happened.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you can have family that has treated you like shit. So even though they're family, your relationship with them is not gonna get any better just because they're family.
Yeah, and I've always said this, man. Like, to me, family, like it's really just like a label on it. You know, like to me, what's important is a relationship. Yeah. So I mean, I certainly have friends that I consider family. You know, that I love more than some family members I have, sadly.
Oh yeah.
You know. But I agree, man. We certainly do have a pretty strong relationship. The fact that we've gone through quite a bit of things together. So that's brought us pretty closely.
Quite a bit, huh?
Yeah, and also like with family, like just because you're related doesn't mean that you're supposed to, I guess, be close to them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you know, just some people just gotta stay away from, I guess.
Yeah.
You gotta avoid, and even if
Okay.
you're related,
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
so like,
True,
yeah,
true.
you like, I guess, say hi when they're in the same room, but other than that,
If not, you get in trouble.
yeah, just so you're not the asshole, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
True,
yeah.
true, true.
But you know, there's always this idea of the black sheep of the family,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
What do you guys think about that?
The black sheep.
Because it all depends on the morality and like the family rules that you have
Mm-hmm.
and the family standards that you have.
True.
Because I don't know. Imagine that you have like your whole family is drug addict,
Mhm.
and you're the only one that is not. Are you
Yeah.
gonna be the black sheep?
I think you would be, because you're against what they think. You know. I think it's just
You're ending the family tradition. Man.
you gotta do the coke.
You gotta do
Yeah.
that crack.
No, but the thing about that is that it really changes, especially in big families. 'Cause, like
Uh-huh.
our family is pretty big, so I guess depending on who you ask, who they tell you is the black sheep, I guess.
True.
Oh yeah, that's
True,
true.
true.
That's true.
Like I guess in a small family, there's probably one person like everybody's like, "Ooh, that guy."
Ooh,
They all just agree.
Yeah, but I guess in a big family, like everybody thinks differently, you know.
Uh-huh.
I bet I'm the black sheep to someone.
Yeah, to
In
some
the
extent.
family.
To some extent, I think both of us are
Yeah.
The three of us.
A little bit
a little bit, because I do remember like hearing stories of like,
of you.
well,
They
at
were
least,
talking shit of you.
definitely not being the favorite, because.
Uh-huh.
This Eddie guy, I hate him.
No, because I definitely have heard stories from uncles and my mom of like who the favorite in the side of the family.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
And
it's,
it
not,
ain't
it's not
us.
one of those us three. Believe me. It's not one of us.
No, that's very real. And but one of the things that I really appreciate about the family is honesty. You know,
Yeah,
and you two know that if I don't like what you're doing, I'm gonna tell you like straight up.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like. Sorry. Go ahead.
like hey, you're messing this up, or you're being a brat.
Mhm.
So if you're being a brat, I'm not gonna treat you well. I'm not gonna treat you good just because you're my cousin, my aunt or whatever.
Mhm.
Because you're not doing things right. Unless you're being nice to everyone and you're like doing your part, being that family member.
Mhm.
It's not like, oh, I want everything served to me. Give everything I want to me. It's like, no. You know?
Yeah. Totally.
So even we have a cousin that I don't talk too much with just because of that. I don't like people with that kind of attitude. And I don't
think-
mind if you're my family member. I won't talk to you if you're like that.
I feel
Yeah.
like I know who it is.
Uh-huh.
yeah, and I
agree.
think we all three of us are pretty good with that, like being honest and telling each other. That,
Yeah.
I think you're definitely the one who does it the most. Like, well, I wouldn't say you do the most. Is like have the less tact, I guess.
Oh, okay. I
Because
got
we know you and we know what you mean. You don't mean it like in a bad way.
Being
But
a
like
bitch.
I know that if somebody who doesn't know you like hears you, they're gonna think you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, even I have thought that like, I wish I would have said that in
Better.
a nicer way.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, but we know what you mean. So like we
Uh-huh.
know that you're saying it for our own good. You know, like you're trying to help us.
Yeah. Maybe I don't have the right words,
Mhm.
but the idea is there.
Yeah.
And I think for me personally, I think sometimes hearing it in like that way helps.
Okay.
You know, like, helps you actually do something about like something you're doing wrong
Mhm.
when somebody actually tells it to you in a ruder way, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess having you who like close to that is able to tell you
Mhm.
something like that, like in that way,
Yeah, you know
it
what?
helps.
It's what I have noticed. There's a couple things I've noticed. The first one is like, ever since we started seeing like the three of us eat like together more often, like I have noticed that we bring out the best of each other whenever we're together.
Uh-huh.
Like we're always pushing each other to do the better things, you know?
Yeah.
Like I remember before applying to a job or whatever, and like I thought, oh, I'm not gonna make it or whatever, and you guys were like, yeah, just do it and all that stuff.
Like
And-
speak louder because of the microphone.
Oh, yeah, pushing each other to the better. No, and also I forgot that second thing. Go ahead. Let me remember. Dang it.
Dang it. I also forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, well, let me come up with
It's a heat,
something
man.
real
It's a
fast.
heat.
It's a hit. Why we are saying that it's a hit? Because we're very picky with the quality sounds that we give you guys.
Yeah.
So we turn down the AC in order to get a very clean recording.
Uh-huh.
So right now we're like 80 inside of my apartment.
Yeah.
And we're recording just like that. So the heat is affecting us right now, so you can tell.
And I was going back to that episode where you said like the heat doesn't let you function well.
Yeah.
So it's like if we speak weird, is the heat.
But yeah.
Oh shoot.
But as a matter of fact, the idea that I was going to bring to the table is that even though we interact like that, you cannot do that with everyone in your family. Because we have family members that if I were to tell them, hey, you have to do this or you're screwing up this shit. Like straight up, like I tell you guys, they will see me like an asshole, even though they know me in a way.
Yeah, like
We've done it before.
Yeah, and there's those people that you cannot really criticize them. Like, well, there's no way to do it in a way that's not rude.
Yeah.
So like, they're just gonna take it their own way.
Uh-huh.
So like,
So
Yeah.
even though they're family, well, you recognize with which members you have more boundaries
Yeah.
or
For sure.
bigger boundaries, right?
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say.
Uh-huh.
I have noticed that like every time like I have a decision to make, or let's say for example something very simple like what to wear that day,
No.
and I wear something and I go ask some people like, oh, does this look okay? Does it match? And they're like, yeah, it looks really good. I'll probably still tell you guys just to like verify, because I know you guys are way more honest about it. You know, because I go with my mom and she thinks I'm gorgeous, so it doesn't
my
count.
handsome boy.
Yeah, so it doesn't count. Yeah, so I always end up going to you guys with whatever it is.
That's cool, because it's great, and it's really comfortable. It's really comfy, knowing that you can rely on someone else.
For sure.
And there's some instances where even though people that is not your family feels like your family,
Oh yeah, I have that.
right?
Yeah.
So I think Adrian said in one of the podcasts, what is the blood run sticker
Oh yeah, that one.
That she likes
than
dick.
the
The blood of the covenant runs thicker than the water of the womb.
yeah.
That one.
So it's
It's what page of your Bible is it?
yeah. What
No,
picture?
that one not mine. That one.
Oh, yeah,
that
oh,
one
okay.
already existed.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Oh, okay,
my
okay,
bad.
okay.
I
Okay.
could've sworn.
So it's just you're just quoting.
Most people just say half of it.
So yeah, there are people that they're not your family, right? They're not blood related, but they feel more like your family than some members of your family, right?
Yeah.
But the only thing that you cannot give away from a member of your family is that respect that you have to give him, regardless if you don't like him or not. If you like him or not.
Yeah.
So I think that's the difference. Because with people that is not your family, you can't disrespect them, right? It's not like they're entitled to your respect.
And you don't have to put up with them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Right? And but with your family, I think that's something that family has, that you will have to get along with them.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you have to like get like
Pretend at least.
pretend at least,
Yeah.
or trying to better everything, right? And if it doesn't work, just pretend it again. Okay.
Exactly.
So I think that's the big difference between the family and the not family members.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I kind of like it, you know, because, well, I like the fact that with other people, like, if you don't like him, you could just
Yeah. Like,
not.
deuces.
Yeah, pretty much. You don't have to put up with them or anything. And we do have some family members where, at least me, where I try to stay away from them, you know, but you can't, sadly.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
right now I really don't mind.
Okay.
Do you know what I've noticed? For the people might know that I just got married. I just got married, and people from like all our family, they help me a lot.
Okay.
Even though I don't speak with them every day, or I'm not in touch with them. Like I'll say like every month or every 2 months,
Yeah.
and
like-
they helped us a lot, man.
Yeah.
I don't even have words to say how grateful I am with them, because they have given me so much in this very important step of my life.
I get you, man.
And I got something super special from that. That it doesn't matter how close or how distant your family members are. At the end of the day, they're your family, and for some people, that represents a lot. That means a lot.
Yeah, at least I think that's something that we got lucky in our family. That like, even though we're not that close with everybody, like as a whole, we sort of like do have that mentality of like family, like helping each other out when we need to, you know. So that's nice because I definitely know like of families where like they just don't care about each other. Just like everybody's on their own shit. Like,
Yeah.
just,
I do like those people that, I guess their view of family is that, like, even though we're separate or very distant, we're still family nevertheless. You know, and at the end of the day, we're always gonna be there.
Yeah.
That's really nice. You know, I do prefer that. Like, I'd rather like a distant family than a family that's close by and is shit. You know?
Yeah.
So-
Totally.
That sucks. Like having your family so close and still hating each other. You know, because we've definitely had like, or maybe not we as in like individually us, but let's say like our parents have a fight with each other and they distance themselves. Even though we're close by, we keep distant. You know, and I hate that. I think that's dumb.
Yeah, I totally prefer someone that might be kind of distant, but at the end of the day, if you need something, they're gonna help you. Instead of a family that is really close, but at the end of the day, if you need something, they're gonna be like, "Okay, you're on your own, boy." No,
That's true.
what do you prefer, Adrian?
yeah, definitely the same as you. You know, it's sort of like the family like mentality, like bond. I guess, which even though you're not really spending time together, you know, you're there for each other, like when it really matters.
Exactly.
And I think it also depends on the size of the family,
Okay.
because I feel like maybe like for smaller families it might be easier to like be like that. But like with bigger family, where like you got cousins or uncles you never even met. You
Yeah,
know?
we definitely do. Like sometimes, like I hear my mom like, "Oh, last time I was either calling or like texting your cousin from so and so." I'm like, "Who's that?"
Yeah.
You know.
Who are all those people?
I know.
Oh, well, the daughter of your uncle. Who's the uncle and who's the daughter? Like I don't know that person.
The the from who
From where?
where?
From what? She's your age, you know. Like, well, where has she been this whole time?
Where it's really hard to be like playing hide and seek for 20 so years.
Right. What do you guys think of our parents and all the pictures they take, man, in events?
Oh, well, I think that has a lot to do with your generational, what it's called.
Difference or
Yeah,
time?
Gap,
The gap? maybe?
generational gap.
Okay.
Because I do understand when they were younger, it was really difficult to get a camera and be taking pictures of what you want to take pictures of, right? And right now we have the possibility of having a camera in our cell phones and taking photos of everything,
And
right?
videos.
And videos and everything, and just a small device like phones are. So I think like they have gotten overexcited, and they're like, okay, I have this now, and I have 2 gigabytes of possibilities. So I might use them all.
And they use them all.
And they use them all. Like,
And
no.
then they just keep coming out with phones with even bigger memory.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
more
yeah.
photos.
They use
And
them
no
all.
kidding, brother. No kidding. My mom has like 6 memory cards of 2 to 6 gigabytes full of pictures.
Damn.
And every time she buys a new SD card.
Uh-huh.
Every time. And I'm like, and I realize that because she calls me and she's like, hey, I don't have any more space
Uh-huh.
on my phone. Like, you know, when you're sending messages on WhatsApp,
Uh-huh.
the images automatically
Yeah, they download.
get saved in your phone.
Yeah.
Sometimes, right? It just shows to.
Yeah, there's a setting, but I think automatically does it. Like,
Uh-huh. So she calls me and she's like, hey, I don't have any more memory. Well, mom erased some things. Like some photos, like those with violin and all that.
I know, like they have like 5,000 photos and they're like struggle to erase 10.
Nah,
Yeah.
exactly. So she's
You
like,
know-
no, I need a new one. I
You know
need a
which
new
one? My mom has a bunch of pictures saved of the. I don't know if they've ever sent you these, but those like they have like pretty images like with cartoonish ones or something, and
Uh-huh.
then they just have like wording like, "I hope you have a great day," or let today be a blessed day and good
Uh-huh.
morning and all this. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you could just text me good morning, like
Uh-huh.
I know.
honestly.
And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, guys, that I have never told you before.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna do it right now on this podcast.
Fucking hate
Uh-huh.
yeah.
No, your mom, guys, has sent me every single day
Yeah.
since I moved to
Your
like
own-
to
your own
this
house.
city.
Okay.
She has sent me every single day a different image.
Me too, dude. I get them every morning.
Every morning.
And I love her.
Uh-huh.
I love her.
It's awesome. I love it. But
Uh-huh.
like,
And I love the message that she.
yeah, I'm
she's
just
trying to
saying
give
her
me.
phone memory doesn't really love it that much.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Like I'm glad
at
it's
all.
not WhatsApp because then I have all those images saved myself.
But can you imagine when we step up the game well and in on the cell phones and they're gonna be 1 terabyte. They're
God,
gonna
close
they're
enough,
gonna have
close
it
enough.
1 terabyte of
The-
memory.
They're gonna fill it up.
They're gonna fill it up?
Yeah. Eventually, it'll take them.
Faster than you think they will.
Yeah, way faster.
It might take them a day more.
And I think the whole picture situation is worse. 'Cause like I said, we have a big family, so it's not just one person, like 5 people, like
Yeah. No. And
in
they have,
line trying to take the same picture.
So like
Oh,
on
yeah.
birthdays, they sit the person down and with the cake, and they're like, "Hey, you first with him." So then you go stand next to the birthday person, take a picture.
And-
next person.
But the
Each-
thing is that
like 5
there-
people take a picture.
Yeah,
Then-
there's 5 to 6 people taking the same exact
Yeah.
pictures
None of that-
from different angles.
So imagine there's like 11 people in the party. There's gonna be an individual picture of them with the birthday person, and then all together, and then all the girls, and then all the guys, and then all the kids, all the adults,
Yeah.
and so and so.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and then all the brothers, you know,
Ándale.
and then like the person like, oh, his friend came here like
Okay,
today.
so just
Yeah.
the friend, and then the family and the friend.
Yeah, if you happen to go to a party with us, you're gonna feel famous.
Yeah.
You're gonna
So-
feel like you're walking on the red carpet.
Yeah, you're gonna get like 20 pictures in one night
Yeah, and, then,
from,
and, they,
from one person.
and, then,
from one person.
and then they get angry at us when we don't take pictures.
Yeah, like hey, we have taken it off. Like cut it up.
Yeah.
And they like shut up and post.
Smile, damn it.
Damn.
No, but I think what Adrian means is like the fact that we don't take pictures. They get mad at that.
Oh yeah.
So it's like they're taking all these pictures and we're just standing there waiting to get the cake finally.
Yeah, like
I'm hungry.
And they're like, "Did you already record? Did you already take a video?" No. Why
No.
not? You
and
know?
I would love after the
Mm-hmm.
pictures have been taken, they all are like, hey, send me that picture. Hey, you send me the pictures too. And you, please send me the
They're
pictures
the
too.
same pictures though.
We have to share every
you
picture
took the
that we
same
have taken.
picture. Why? It's because he blinks on mine, so you know.
Yeah. I like the illumination on this one better.
Yeah. Oh man.
But
Or like the, oh, it's because my phone sucks at taking pictures. Then why do you take them?
Then
You
why
work
are you taking pictures? Put your Nokia 3220 down.
It's
And
so
when-
funny because it's true, man. Like, their pictures are horrible,
Yeah.
but they keep taking them, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, but send me
And they
yours."
keep asking. They can keep asking the same person with good picture to send them
Bro,
the picture.
Yeah.
bro, the new trending in our family is not only taking pictures and video,
What is it
but it's streaming it.
on
On Facebook.
Yeah.
Thankfully, my mom hasn't
Why
done
though?
it yet.
Well, because we
Why
haven't
though?
shown her.
Yeah, we
And
haven't shown her
I kind
how.
of don't want to anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like, why though?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but
I mean, we have a podcast and we don't understand.
hey, we should live stream it.
No,
Damn it.
Not just yet.
Let's
Be
get
better,
let's get in
dude.
that trend. Damn it.
be better.
No, but seriously, I know that our family is not perfect, but I still love what we have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Of course.
I totally love.
it's definitely better
Oh,
than
yeah.
a lot of the relationships you hear out there, like a family. Like,
Mhm.
definitely, like, it's not perfect, but it's not like bad with like, oh, there's drug addicts and people beating each other and like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I certainly wouldn't change it for anything.
yeah. I mean, it's not perfect like we said, but I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the touch of every member and what they provide to the family as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I really like everything of that.
definitely.
Mm-hmm. And we have a really broad variety of personalities.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, do we have anyone gay in our family?
Do we have gay people in our family?
Like I don't know. I just thought about that.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember.
I've never heard of anyone gay in our family.
I know.
Maybe not openly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
We are a Mexican family, so
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so there's a possibility there's a few people there that just like,
But still in the closet.
yes.
Yeah.
Adrian?
No, don't worry.
No. Do you know of anyone? Why'd you get scared? why are you nervous now?
Why do you feel so attacked?
Huh? Why so protective now? Why are you on the fence?
Yeah, but like, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Hmm.
I mean, I think I know like distant family, like the cousins. One of the cousins of our mothers,
Mm-hmm.
I know he is,
Oh.
but just I don't know if that really counts.
Yeah,
Because-
like nobody that like actually spend time with us and like
But
actually.
because let's get real right now, we as Latinos we have a like the meaning of family is like those super close to you, and it counts just uncles, aunts, your cousins,
Grandparents?
grandparents, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
I mean your siblings.
Yeah, of course, your parents
I
and all that.
know
but-
that. But if you count the cousins, your parents' cousins, it's
Mm.
like okay, they're kind of family,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I don't count them as family like that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
especially because at that point you're getting into territory like people you've never heard about.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
So you know,
Because guys, we have if we were going to call it like that, we have family in Chicago, Hawaii, we have family in New York, Los Angeles,
Yeah.
Arizona,
I
New
gotta,
Mexico.
I gotta get in touch with the people in Hawaii.
Mhm.
what,
Hey, what's
what
up?
family
What's
do we
up?
have?
Would you receive me over there?
I know.
We have family in Germany.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
damn.
Hmm. Not the close family,
Mm-hmm.
but distant family. We have family in German.
We're fucking
in German.
worldwide, dude.
In German, eh?
We're in German.
German. No, in Germany.
Wow. We're
But yeah,
worldwide, man. For sure.
It's crazy.
we're like.
Damn.
But
Close
not,
family.
yeah, not everything of that family is good
Mhm.
either,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But what are the things that you can think on the top from the top of your head that it's bad about family?
Well, something that like specifically with big families is the rumors.
All the
Oh, my
rumors, bro.
goodness.
Yeah.
The comparisons.
Oh, I hate
When they
that.
just compare
I
you to
really
someone
hate that.
else, I freaking hate
Mhm.
that, dude.
Especially when you know shit about the other person that like, if you just
Mhm.
knew.
Oh yeah, like
If you just
if you knew what I know,
one
you
of the
wouldn't be
times
so proud.
one of the times that I was the most offended.
Yeah.
This is me exaggerating, by the way, before you guys get any ideas.
Right.
No. You were offended.
You were very offended. Continue. No.
You cried.
I thought it was funny, but it bothered me a little bit that when they told me like, you have the same alcohol tolerance as your cousin, and these guys know what's going on, but this certain cousin doesn't really drink a lot. He can't drink. We drink a little more.
His tolerance is low to like a comedic point.
Yeah. So the fact that they told me that got a bit offended.
Mhm.
I was like, I know I could drink more,
Mhm.
you know. Yeah, that's it.
That's super superficial, dude.
Yeah. No, but it's like
Uh-huh.
his tolerance is like so low
Uh-huh.
that I felt offended.
Yeah.
I know, but mostly just like when you're a kid and you're in school. That's where like
Oh yeah, the grades.
yeah
And all that. Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then like
And if you happen to be a little bit problematic,
Oh, that you're done, dude.
like
done.
why you are not like your cousin? He's so calm. He always gets AIDS.
Yeah.
AIDS.
no,
Ace.
No. That we don't like that in our family.
Ace.
Oh, okay.
Ace.
Don't get AIDS.
And I said AIDS, by the way.
Oh.
Chivato, güey, malentendido, cabrón. No, yeah, the comparisons, it doesn't matter if your family or with your friends or
Yeah.
at work. I always have had in that. They're not good for anything.
Of course.
Right?
It's okay to compare in a good way, you know, but I think more of a personal way. Like if you look up to someone,
Oh yeah,
you know, and I want to be like them, or I want to get up to their level, or want to be as good as they are at this one thing, or so. Like at a personal level, I think it's fine, but once you start pushing it towards other people, I feel like that's horrible.
yeah. Like I would like you to be as good as
Mm-hmm.
X.
Exactly.
Oh, that's horrible,
yeah.
bro.
So keep it to yourself.
Yeah, please don't do that to your family, not to your friends.
Because I know as a kid, you know, especially let's say like a cousin of yours or a family member like grows up with a little more money than you,
Yeah.
you know, and I hate those cousins that like just because they have a little more than you, they rub it in your face, like look what I got or look what my parents bought me growing up.
Yeah.
Right. And now, you know, it could grow into things like, look what I bought myself now, or like more adult things like, bought a car, my car's better than yours, typical things like that. And it's, well, for me, like, all those things don't really matter. So to me, it's just kind of annoying. But I know, like, for other people, it might affect them to, like,
Or even men, like, look, the girl that I have now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but definitely growing up is when like is the toughest.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because like when you're a kid is when you're definitely like affected by that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, especially because when you're a kid, your parents are the ones that provide for you, you know? So it kind of makes you feel like your parents aren't good enough, which is a stupid thing to think. But as a kid, you know, you're very vulnerable to those thoughts, which sucks.
Yeah, and as an adult, you sort of know yourself better. You know who they are better. So like if your parents were to you, oh, well, you're not like them. You're like, because they lame? What the fuck? What?
Yeah.
They suck? Why would I be like that?
What? You want me to be lame too, or what?
No, you know what I remember?
What?
When I was a kid, it was really hard for my parents to buy me like good toys, and I think you went through it also.
Yeah, definitely.
So whenever I had a good toy, first of all, it felt like unreachable.
Okay.
Unreachable. So
But like unreachable as in.
like I know my parents are not gonna be able to buy it.
Okay, I
Oh,
see.
definitely like anything that was announced on TV was like
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
it might
that's,
as well not exist because like oh it's just
that's
a
as
thing on
close
TV.
as that's as close as you're getting to it. The TV.
So I as a kid I thought like I would like to have that.
You know,
And I would like hate on kids because they would have it and I wouldn't. You know?
And we definitely have like a couple cousins where like
They're
they would
bragging.
they would get it like if they ever wanted like a toy like they like would ask their parents and like get it the same day. And we're like,
Yeah, so when you are a kid, I think it's really all about what you have and what you don't.
yeah,
Because other kids will let you know what you have and what you don't have.
Yeah, as a kid, it's easy to concentrate a lot on what you don't have. Specifically on what you don't have. You know. So like whenever a friend of yours or a cousin has something you don't, you notice it way more than like, oh, I have a bike. You know, you don't really think of that. You don't think like, oh, I have a bike, I have these toys. You tell yourself, I don't have a bike, or I don't
like,
have these toys. You know?
I bought mine used.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
And his is new.
Yeah, but I actually kind of like it the fact that we went through that because
Oh yeah.
I feel like it helped us grow. Because like definitely like the one I'm thinking of, definitely like those tendencies or like, oh, I have something you don't, like steal with them. Whereas for me, like those like, oh, they have something I don't, like it helps me grow. Like, oh, like I'm working now, like I'm able to like buy my own stuff, you know, like it motivates me. So like it makes me feel proud, like I'm able to buy my own shit. But, like I feel like those I have something that you don't tendencies, you know, like they're harder to like get rid of.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
of
it's
course.
really all about how you react to it. How are you using that? Is either on your favor or against yourself? You know?
Yeah, like you're using it to improve yourself or like as a crutch. You know, so
Yeah.
Because you can cry about everything.
Yeah.
Everything that is happening around you, you can cry about it.
But nothing's gonna change.
Nothing is
like,
gonna change.
Yeah, I guess like some people would like try and be the victim, like just like that's their personality now, like the victim.
Yeah.
But, like,
I certainly do hear a lot of people now like, you're just talking about something and they use the excuse of like, oh, it's because I grew up like this or like that, like I had a hard time as a kid. And I get it, you know, it does affect you when you grow up. Like, sure, you grew up poor, you know, it does make you grow up differently than if you grew up with money. But okay, we weren't too bad growing up, but it's not like I go around and I use it as an excuse for things that are going bad now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
people do use it as an excuse now. You know, but it's like the problems now have nothing to do with the past.
Yeah, totally.
That's the way I see it.
yeah, a lot of people do let it hold them back instead of being, oh, I'm gonna like be different, you know, like I want to improve, you know, like I'm gonna use this to like motivate me. They like use it as an excuse to like not do anything to like you know, to like be able to like play victim, like I said, you know.
Because even the bad examples, you can use them.
Yeah.
Well, like, okay, this person or these things are bad examples for me.
Of course.
So that's my list of things that I'm not gonna do. So
you know,
that's helping you to improve yourself.
you know what that reminds me of a lot? Like parenting.
Yeah, true.
You know, because if you grow up with horrible parents, you don't have to be the same. You know, well, you shouldn't. But, like, at least use them as what not to do. You know, you could always, even like you said, even if it's a bad example, you can still use that example for what not to do. But I do certainly know people that like they grew up with bad parenting and they continued that, you know, they just are the same as their parents and they're bad. So I don't know, man, like I wonder what it takes to notice that they were bad, you know. Like to me it'd be like, well, I had a bad time, you know. I wouldn't like for my kids to have that bad time.
Oh yeah, true.
I feel like it's pretty simple, but some people just don't do it.
Yeah, and I think it's also, I guess, easier to see from the outside than when you're in the situation.
Okay.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
I think
The
parenting wise,
perspective
like
of
we
it.
were really lucky. I guess, like the three of us, like relatively good parents we have, you know. But like
They
you
all
start,
make their mistakes every now
yeah,
and then.
there's
but
mistakes, but like
as we
they
all.
nothing too big, you know, nothing
Yeah,
that's not
exactly.
traumatize you for life. But you feel like see parents that are like that you're definitely like doing some things like, damn, like I would have faded to like be that kid. You know?
Yeah.
Like I'm glad my parents weren't like that.
You know what scares me a lot? Getting a little bit back to the thing about family, it's the fact of being a parent. Because you said, like, I don't want my kids to pass for the same struggle that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And for instance, I would like to say that has happened, I think, from our grandparents to our parents and now with us.
Yeah. Okay.
And I know, I really know that there has been an improvement.
Oh yeah.
I know I have a way better childish experience that my dad had.
Okay.
And I know
Yeah,
he
for sure.
had a way better one than my grandparent had.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's definitely like even like our parents. They've told us stories of their childhood and the shit they were done. They had.
They had to do.
Or they had to do. You know, and
It's crazy. Cause like, have you seen the memes or like, oh, like this is the route our parents took to school and like a picture of a mountain and shit.
Yeah.
Because you know, there's a story like it's crazy that my dad actually lived in an area where like that was kind of like what they went through.
Yeah.
So you know,
They had to like cross a mountain.
Well, yeah, because they lived sort of like in the edge of a volcano, wasn't it?
I think so.
Dormant, like it's not a
Yeah.
active volcano; it's a dormant one, a small one as well.
Exactly.
It wasn't like
Okay, so the point that I was trying to make
My bad.
is that I'm the thing that scares me a lot about being a parent is, yeah, I don't want him to go through what I had to go. I mean, I'm talking about the bad things, right?
Okay.
But at the same time, I don't want to spoil them.
I know, because definitely it can go both ways. 'Cause, like,
Uh-huh.
we also have like cousins that like you definitely like, or family, not just cousins, like in general, like that you're like definitely like they were trying to overcompensate to a point that like they have too much freedom or like they're making bad choices and like instead of like helping them like fix them, like they're like creating excuses to try and protect them. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's a balance. It's a balance.
So that's the thing. I want, of course, I want to find that balance. Right, but what scares me is that they can go each way. Like they're gonna be a shitty kid, or like they're gonna be
Like us, amazing.
no. I mean, like a shitty kid, like it's doing super bad stuff and messing up a lot, or and that is super like a brat, or they're gonna be like super introvert and they're gonna be like, oh, I need my parents to
or
do
like
this for
just
me.
they're just gonna live in a bubble pretty much.
Like I need my parents to do it.
All you gotta do is like leave him in a forest a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, with a bow.
Yeah, and that's it.
Make your own arrows.
Exactly. And trust me, they won't. They'll learn how not to need their parents.
You know, look at me.
Yeah, I did that. No, I think La Chancla just works fine. We grew up with that.
Yeah.
We're fine. Not traumatized at least.
I'm gonna cry something.
I mean, I see it and I flinch, but I'm fine.
Even when I'm wearing it.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
I
I
look
cannot
down.
go to the beach because of that. I was like,
Too many.
too many. You're just always paranoid. You know?
You feel like it's your D-Day. You know?
Too many.
Run!
Yeah, but it's something like I guess like you just gotta go through and like you figure it out as you go. I mean,
As you go.
yeah, but your second kid's probably gonna go really well.
I think your second's gonna be fine.
Hey, what about that? What about that? Because
Yeah.
Adrian, you were the first one.
Yeah.
And
The oldest.
Gabriel was the second
I'm the
one.
second, and you're an only child.
And I'm an
We're all
only child.
different.
Woo!
So, but instead of the popular belief, I think Adrian was not the spoiled one. I think you were the spoiled
Well, I think
one.
the
Oh,
younger one
Gabriel.
usually is the spoiled one.
Huh?
I think the younger one is
Yeah.
usually the spoiled one.
Yeah, but you were the first one for how long?
5 years. 4.5.
Uh-huh.
We're on there.
So I never thought about you like, oh, he's being spoiled.
No.
He's definitely the one that grew a little bit up more, like in a bubble.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind
because
of
usually like parents with their first child, they're definitely more overprotective.
overprotective.
Yeah, because like you hear stories of people like 5 children and like the 5th child, like they're just in the mud, like like at a 1-year-old.
He'll live.
Oh, bro.
He'll live,
I
I know
actually
it.
love my dad because of that. Because my mom
He
was
doing-
super overprotective.
Oh, and your dad threw you.
And
in.
my dad, whenever we were alone, like, you know how dad
Yeah.
are,
Yeah.
he would leave me alone with the dog inside of the dog house. So he, like, literally, he would say like, get that immune system going on.
I fucking love it.
Yeah. So I'll be like 3-4 years, and I think it was a German Shepherd. Yeah, and he was called Cabron.
Damn.
And he would be licking like all my face, and I'd be sleeping with him in his doghouse.
Hey, but are you allergic to anything?
Not really.
Exactly. We're good.
I mean, I do have a take problem, but
Yeah, I like to dress as a dog now.
I smell people assholes for some reason.
Yeah.
Are you a furry now, or,
I'm a. What is
or are
it
you
called?
into furries?
I'm into furs.
Okay.
I
I get it.
No, but yeah, I actually like that balance
Yeah.
because my dad. I don't know how to
How to say it?
how to
Like-
explain how my dad is.
Like a bit careless. would you
Yeah,
say?
a little bit careless.
Okay.
Yeah,
A good amount.
that's a really good way to say it, dude.
Thank you.
And he's a little bit careless. So my mom would be like, "No, you have to be here at this time and at this hour. You have to tell me where you are every hour."
Yeah.
And my dad is like, "Just let me know where you're going."
And let me know when you're back. That's exactly how our parents are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my mom, whenever before I leave, where are you going? Where is that?
Mhm.
Like, and what time are you getting back?
Yeah.
And before I used to have to provide it. Now I guess I'm a bit older, and I think I could get away with, like, I don't know,
Mhm.
you know, like I just say like I don't know when I'm getting back, and they're like, just let me know when you get back.
Mhm.
Okay. But my dad,
And that you're good.
yeah, my dad's definitely like, we're rubber, and that's it, you know, and I'm
Yeah.
free to go
He's like laying on
on the bed.
the bed and
Watching
just
TV.
screaming you from
From the
his-
bed while you're heading
from-
out.
yeah. Just go, Robert.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, I love you, Dad, and you're free to go. and
You're
that's it,
out.
dude. Yeah,
I think that's a hashtag family thing.
yeah.
Yeah, but there's some things definitely been the other older brother that suck like so much.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like my parents, like they were like really strict. Well, not really strict, but like they definitely had rules. You know, like things were privileges. They weren't like you didn't have rights. You have privileges. Like
Yeah, for
if,
sure.
if you did something wrong, like you lose those privileges, and if you wanted like more privilege, you had to earn them. But the thing that really sucks about being an older brother is that he doesn't have that. Pretty much like they say like, oh, you wanna have a curfew that like half an hour later. Like, oh, you gotta work really hard, you know, to do this, like get A's and everything. Like, oh, you earned it, and then he gets it just by like default.
because you
you're
had
in
already
the-
worked for it.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh, it's because it'd be unfair if he doesn't
get
get it. And I'm like, no, it'd be unfair if he gets it without doing shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know how to talk about that because, like you said, I was a lonely child,
Yeah, you tell us.
We're the younger, but
so I'm not all by myself.
Yeah, definitely been with you. Like, it does feel like having an older brother.
Uh-huh.
you know what I find a funny conversation to be. As a kid, I mean, talking to you, Eddie, did you ever get a like, what do you call it when they give you money like on Sunday or whatever, like that weekly?
Pues,
Allowance?
they-
Yeah.
they-
In English, is allowance.
Yeah, did you
well,
have
they
an
call it
allowance?
domingo.
Sí, te llaman tu domingo, no? Or did you get your allowance?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Well, you're out of this. But Adrian and I, we never got that. You know? and
Well, I received that from my grandparents
Oh.
only.
That's
Only from my grandparents.
yeah, but if grandparents are a bit different. What about your parents?
No, they
Okay.
wouldn't.
And because a lot of times when I talk to people or friends or so, and the conversation of an allowance comes up, like, what, you never got an allowance? And I'm like, the fuck? No, like,
What's that?
yeah. And they're like, no, like, you never told your parents I'll rake the lawn or I'll mow the lawn or wash the dishes. And I'm like, No, those were my chores. That's it. Like
I had to
But
do
I
it.
Like-
had to do
like
it.
if I wanted to live in that house, I had to do that. You know, and they're like,
That was my rent, not my allowance.
yeah, like I had to work to live there. And I love talking about that, dude, because they're like, well, no, like I would wash dishes and I get probably like
First of all,
$5.
our lawn was dirt, so there was nothing to mow.
That's
Hey, stir the dirt, bro.
fucking stir.
No, just break it like those Japanese sand.
No,
Oh, I know. Or just water it so dust doesn't form, you know. But no, like for us that was just chores, and for a lot of people, like they got allowances, you know. And I don't know if it's just like a Mexican thing, but I know I've talked to like other people that are like really deep into Mexican culture, and their parents are like 100% Mexican. They never got an allowance, and I talked to other people that like either just have one Mexican parent or no Mexican parents at all, and they get an allowance, you know. And it's like, wow, like what a difference.
Yeah, but like definitely like if you wanted something, like they didn't just give it to you, like
Yeah,
they're like,
for sure.
or like you gotta ask for a couple months in advance, and you gotta like prove
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
Like,
And if you wouldn't do what you were supposed to do, they will like tell you and remind you
Forever.
forever.
I still
And
get
with your
reminded.
other family members, they will be like, and this kid, he never helps at home.
You could
It's like
help
I just forgot to wash the dishes just one time, Mom.
Yeah, like you could help your mom wash dishes every single day of your life and forget once. And with that one time, that just means you never did it. Like everything else just gets forgotten in the
Yeah.
past.
there's two things I gotta say. The first one is a story.
Okay.
Or like there was this
Wow,
Lego.
you're gonna tell a story?
Yes.
Okay,
There was
wow.
this Lego set I wanted, and the Lego set was 100 pesos.
Okay.
You know, it wasn't a big set, but like I've never had Lego. You know, so like, oh, I want it. And like they're like, oh, you gotta get your shorts. You know, look at it. You know, I worked my ass off for it, and then like the day comes, we went to buy it, and like when we went to buy it, like it had gone up in price, so they didn't buy me shit.
It could have gone up like 10 pesos and like, nah, bro, this wasn't the deal.
I don't remember how much it went up in price. I remember it went up in price.
Fucking funny. I didn't get shit. Hey, well, that's the fucking truth, though. Like, that's how they are.
I'm sorry, little brother, you didn't broke your ass hard enough.
Yeah, and then the second thing, whenever something happens, like you said, like all they talk about, like you, like whenever something embarrassing happens, and then they just like tell it to like their sisters and everyone, like they just like talk, like family garden, everybody's there, and they're just like telling everybody your business, like
Yeah.
and you're like they're sitting like
Stop it, stop.
Hashtag. That's private, goddammit.
it sucks, especially when like that's not even what it happened, but like they're exaggerating
yeah.
the story.
Okay. Going into
To make
that,
it more
yeah,
awkward.
to go into that, because I love that, is the fact that our parents have the tendency to like make, like every time they tell a story, they add something to it.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
They make it a little worse. Like,
No.
but a great example I have of that is one time, you know, we went to a party. We got back home, and I went to the restroom. And before I turned on the restroom lights, I opened the door, and it was dark, and I saw something, right? And I thought it was like a little girl with like no face and shit. And
You told this story in a previous
Yeah.
podcast, so you know, for those who watch us regularly.
if you know that podcast, great. If you don't, go listen to it. Not now, after you finish this one. And then so I went back with my parents. I didn't get too scared, you know, like, oh shit. I closed the door. I didn't go in. You know, I closed the door and I go tell my parents, don't go in. I saw some shit. And I leave, you know. I go on my merry night. So every time they told the story, they made it a little worse. The first time it was like, oh no, it's because he saw a little girl in the restroom. Second night, no, he went and saw the girl in the restroom, came back sprinting to tell us. Third time, he came back sprinting, was really white, really pale, and he told us he saw a girl. Third time, he saw a girl, came back sprinting, he was pale, he was white, he was shaking. And I was like, by the fourth time, I didn't come back. You know, I fucking died.
He was struggling with the little girl.
Yeah. You know, by the sixth time, they found my body in the restroom, you know?
You were the girl that you saw.
Totally.
Like, no, there's another story for me also. Like one time as a kid, we were playing cards, like all of us, like my parents and Gabriel.
Okay.
You know, like it was with punishments, I guess. I don't remember how
Oh,
we played.
cards.
Yeah, cards.
Okay.
And then I don't remember how it went. I just remember when like whenever like they finished the card had left like for each card there was a punishment like spades are their own punishment, clubs are their own
I know you
punishment.
had to like hit the other person in the chin, something like that, right?
It was like small stuff. It wasn't big.
I remember that stuff.
The point was that I wasn't paying attention. So, like the punishment for spades, I don't know. Like, I think you just like sort of like jab someone with your hand, like on someone, like in the ribs.
Yeah, I think in the ribs.
Yeah, and like depending, like, and you didn't know how many times the card said. But I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't aware the game had ended. So when my mom said like 5 of spades, I assumed she was asking for the card. I'm like, oh, I don't have it. But like, literally, the last time she told a story, she said like, oh, I told him like 5 of spades, and spades in Spanish like cuchillo, like knives. So she like she said like he went to the kitchen and brought a knife.
I know that story. That's why I was laughing earlier because I knew where it was going. Oh man!
Like every time they tell the story, I get dumber. Like honestly.
and he was just drooling. He didn't answer it.
He came back in his wheelchair, and he was.
Oh my god. We said dumber, dude, not more disabled. Oh man.
Okay, so we have hit the 56 seconds.
Whoa,
56
that's right,
minutes.
Gotta go a little longer
So
than
we're
that.
about to hit the hour again. We were supposed to make it like 45. So I think 56 is kind of okay.
Yeah.
So stay alert and stay tuned, because the next podcast that we're gonna have a special guest.
Special guest. That's right.
So we're gonna talking about variety.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about some kind of variety.
Yeah.
The world of LGBTQII
Exactly.
and some other stuff related to.
And some other letters.
And
I don't know.
some other letters and some other stuff that is going on right now in the world.
Yeah.
You know?
That we kind of don't really know too much about.
Exactly. And,
Which
and
is
personally, I find some things confusing.
very. Yeah, me too. And which is why we're bringing this person as a special guest.
Yeah.
They for sure know way more about this than us.
So, really, really, really thank you for listening to this podcast.
Of course. Again, thank you for listening. We really, truly appreciate it. We are 2BH, irresistibly honest.